above normal rains in this current season, 2016 to 2017, and as a result, the state of our roads has further deteriorated to the extent that some sections of the national road network have become impassable. Several washaways have also been reported in many parts of the country throughout this current rain season. Further to the above normal rains, the southern part of the country has been hit by Cyclone Dineo, which has damaged a number of structures to date, rendering most of them impassable to traffic. Notable cases are the following. Nkanke's bridge approaches along the Shabane to Mbalavala Road in Matebele in South Province. Jeka Bridge, normally called Tandawarai Bridge, along Danga, Dolo in the Midlands Province. Nwanesi Bridge approaches along the Berengwatu Western Crescent Road, again in the Midlands Province. Binga Bumi Road around the 183-kilometer peg in Mashonaland West Province. Nyamaropa Chiso Road in Manicaland Province. And various roads in urban areas, particularly in Harare. There are many other cases countrywide. As a result of these heavy rains, there is need for urgent road repair works across the whole country. Government has set up a committee chaired by the Minister of Finance and Economic Development to mobilize the resources for the urgent repair of the roads. It meets every week to discuss and guide the emergency road repair program. Members of the committee are as follows. Minister of Finance and Economic Development to chair that committee. Office of the President and the Cabinet. Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development. Minister of Local Government, Public Works and National Housing. District Development Fund and the Zimbabwe National Road Administration, which we commonly call ZINARA. The Minister of Finance and Economic Development has to date raised $14.5 million of the required 100 million that is required for the emergency road repair program. And this money is being availed to all the road authorities. That is the Department of Roads in the Ministry of Transport, urban councils, district development fund, and the rural district councils. ZINARA is also contributing to this mobilization of financing, and it has to date funded the repairs of strategic routes in Harare, such as Rotten Row, Herbert Chitepo Avenue, Julius Nyerere Way, 2nd Street Extension, Borodale Road, and the Harare Drive, and many others. The National Road Repair work will be done and funded in 3 stages as follows. There are emergency works, preventive works, and rehabilitation reconstruction works. Road authorities have commenced on the first phase of urgent and emergency works already, and they will continue until all emergencies have been addressed. That is the very short but very important message which we want the nation to know, so that they can know that we are doing something about the situation that we find ourselves in. And you also find it that it's not very easy for us as a ministry and even other road authorities to do the works because of the rains. It's really difficult to work, particularly on the gravel roads, because so you can't really work on the road. So we pray that though we prayed for the rains to come, we also want to pray that if they can taper off a little bit, so that we can do some repairs and attended to some emergency roadworks, because some of the areas really are becoming impassable. I was in Masungo over the weekend, and we were on the Chirezi side. We could not cross the Save River to the other part of the country. I come from Berengwa. Berengwa is now divided in between. So if you want to go to Berengwa offices, or if you want to go to the district hospital, you have to go to Bulawayo first, which is from my place nearly about 250 kilometers. Then you must come to Gweru, another 150 kilometers. Then go down to Berengwa office or Munene hospital if you want to go there. It will be another 260 kilometers. So about 1,000 kilometers to get to a place that is just next door to, because the roads have become impassable. Most bridges have been washed away, and the people are using ladders. Those who can walk, they are using ladders to climb over a bridge if it has been left standing. So our situation is not that good. That section up to Cholocho has been worsened by this cyclone Tinei. But that is not to say that the other parts have not been exposed to this these damages by these incessant rains. Throughout the country, the roads are washed away. It's difficult. We are looking at programs which I have stated here now, which are in the 3 categories. That maybe in the first 30 days, the weather allows us, then we can make some of those places which we call areas which are very urgent, then they can be attended to. Then people can start moving and they do their daily engagements across the rivers or use the roads. Then we also believe that maybe within about 60 days or so, we'll have covered most of the parts of the country, if possible. Then within 6 months, with all the mobilizations of funds that we're doing, which I have already told you that the Minister of Finance is assisting us through the OPC, but we're also trying through Zinara to get a loan for about $50 million from the banks, which we want also to employ on these works that we are doing on the roads. So we hope that within 6 months, as we want to try and catch up with time, so that when the harvesting time comes, because there is also a lot of crops that have to be moved. I think this year we're expecting a bumper harvest, particularly in the Mashonaland regions. There should not be a problem of moving those crops across the country. So that's briefly what we are trying to do. We are working around the clock to try and make sure that we address this situation. And regarding towns, it's a blessing in disguise for many towns, because they've been crying and saying that there are no funds from Zinara coming to them. Of course, we understand there's very little coming from Zinara for them, because Zinara funds aren't that much, and they are also distributed to such an extent that very little remains, particularly for the 4 road authorities I have told you about. So we believe that as far as towns are concerned, we can work 24 hours if the weather permits, so that there can be teams working 24 hours to make sure that we address this situation in good time. So that's briefly what it is. I know that you are so good yourselves, because I'm part of you. By the way, I told you I'm also a journalist. So normally when I've stated everything like this,
for these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.